The word deflationary coin in the crypto world always brought us attention. It's typically like the comic books that were printed in the 30s, the last century, say 1,000 copies, might left less than 10 in total today. That's kinda like how the Binance economy model works with their coin, BNB. BNB stands for Binance Coin, by the way. It's the heart and soul of the Binance ecosystem. About the basic introduction, we've already created a video about it, if you are interested on it, so we'd just skip the basic and move on to the economy model. Back in 2017, during Binance's initial coin offering, or ICO in short, BNB was launched as an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain. They sold the tokens to investors for the purpose of raising funds to build up their own empire, the Binance exchange and its ecosystem. BNB can be considered as a utility token, for it's not just some random coins hovering over your screen on the internet. It has uses, like if you are familiar with their platform, Binance for example, they are offering users discount, approximate 25% whom pay via BNB, which encourage users to hold them, for there's at least some use case, at that very moment when BNB was newly launched. The total supply was capped at 200 million BNB and it was already created during the ICO, and no additional BNB tokens can be minted. 50% of it, or 100 million BNB, were sold to investors during the ICO, raising $15 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum. 40% of it, or 80 million BNB, were allocated to the Binance founding team, subject to vesting schedules. 10% of it, or 20 million BNB, were reserved for early bird investors who supported Binance early on. This setup is pretty fair, with over 50% of the coins distributed to the market. Chances is that the market will probably getting flooded with more coins, temporarily making a selling pressure on the public, alongside with the burning mechanism Binance introduced when they first launched. As stated in Binance white paper, they spend 20% of their quarterly profits what Binance earned and buy back the BNB coins and burn them, until 50% of the total supply, or 100 million BNB, is destroyed. Since the price of BNB was low, BNB actually bought back roughly around 986,000 BNB coins and burned them after, at the price of $1.52 per coin. If we calculate using today's value, $600 per BNB, that's roughly about 590 million. Though this operate was shifted from profit-based to trading volume-based, then later convert to auto-burn, started at the early January of 2022. The auto-burn system is more automated and tied to on-chain activity and price fluctuations. Like there's real-time burning of gas fees on the BNB chain, meaning every transaction that uses gas eats up a bit of BNB forever. Let me get a bit technical here. Since you asked for depth, don't worry, I'll explain it so it's not too overwhelming. The auto-burn mechanism uses algorithms to calculate how much BNB to burn based on factors like trading volume, on-chain metrics, and even the current market price. For example, if there's high activity on the BNB chain, more BNB gets burned automatically to maintain balance. This creates a predictable supply reduction, which is attractive to long-term investors because it mimics deflationary assets like Bitcoin, like when you lost the key, say goodbye to the coins forever. According to bnbburn.info, a third-party analytical site focus on the burned coin for BNB, shows over 61 million out of 202 million BNB have been burned so far. That's approximate 30% of the total original supply gone forever. Now for technical guys might be wondering, when you search the dead address on BSGScan, their Network Explorer site, it only shows around 8.8 million BNB coin have been burned in certain dead address. I want to note you that, because they have been shifted from ERC20 to BEP2 to now BEP20, so if you're really interested on digging deep, you should consider searching the dead addresses on those websites too, for the reason, coins that already burned cannot be transferred or bridged to the new network, right? Early on, we've talked about the supply, how it distribute, the coins scatter across investors, and BNB got them bought back and burned, proving the scarcity of the coin is just not baby talking. Now we will move on to talk about its utility that provide a reason investor not to sell them, but hold them. Now aside from the trading fee discount BNB provide, BNB's economy model encourages holding and staking through rewards. If you hold BNB, you can stake it to earn interest, kind of like putting money in a high-yield savings account, but with crypto risks. Binance also integrates BNB into services like their Launchpad for new project token sales, where holding BNB gives you priority access. Furthermore, as we've explained on the last video, BNB was created in the Ethereum chain, but they later created a chain themselves, known for Binance Chain, a blockchain that support BNB as the native token, designed for fast trading and decentralized exchange. They later migrate to Binance Smart Chain, or BSC in short, with further support on smart contracts and compatibility with Ethereum's EVM, enabling DeFi and DApp use cases. Simply, many different projects were built on top of BSC network, and if we think deep about it, the BNB coin acts as a fundamental for the network, a native coin that are required to enable access, for example, payments, gas fees, staking, governance, development purpose, and so on. Not to mention, Binance is the largest exchanger in the world after FTX. They simply have lesser competitors now. So, BNB, it's pretty solid, in terms of the demand, yeah. Anyway, I don't encourage speculation, just stating facts here. The economy model of BNB are leaning towards on encouraging users to hold and stake, and with many use cases, while at the same time, the supply indefinitely reduces over the year, unlike some other coin, claimed to be deflationary, over 13 years since its release, yet only a total supply of 0.014% was burned. Joke.